on postgresql. We support multiple products like it's a backend set task, like those kind of things. Apart from, I'm started my career in Alva Technology, which is in Bangalore, as a L1 like monitoring and pure issues, those kind of things have done. That's it.
So let's just, before starting, I would like to know, can you rate yourself in MySQL and Postgres out of 10 as a DBA?
MySQL, I'll be out of 10, 8. In a Postgres, I'll be 6.
Okay. Okay, so you have worked on not too many things, right? I have gone through your resume, right? So I will start from the Postgres, then I jump into the MySQL part, because the requirement is totally on MySQL and Postgres. The client has multiple instance of MySQL and Postgres on GCP, right? Cloud. So I think you are aware of the cloud profile, right?
I worked in one or two products in GCP. Most of the things I worked in AWS and Azure.
Okay. Okay. So first, I evaluate you according to your resume first, right? What you have worked on. So let's start from this installation part, right? Postgres installation. So let's have a scenario. We have a 1.8 TB of database, and we are going to create new fresh environment for the development, right? We have a production database, but we have a team, and we are going to create one development environment, the clone of the copy of production databases. So what is your plan of action? How you assign some resources, and means end-to-end activity for the installation and the migration, we can say that in company.
First of all, I have one doubt. Is it okay with migrate a production data for dev? Is it
sometimes basically this is not a best practices being a DBA, but sometimes clients ask that we required because we have going to redesign our structure of application, right? So sometimes they do that. After migration, they will go for the purging part. They will keep less data on the tables, right? So that's the requirement basically, right? But in case if you are going for the live scenario, mostly they are not supposed to work on this type of activities. But sometimes client ask that I'm going to upgrade all the systems, right?
Yeah. First of all, I need to check what are the configurations are configured in existing production databases like disk size and arclog size, error log size, audit log size. Those things I need to check first. Apart from, I need to test if they are going to without downtime means I need to test the try run of the entire database to come back up and restore time. How long it will take? Once the test was, we got an estimation time to how long it will take to restore it and what are the steps. After that, we'll build a Postgres server for standalone or standalone server for the same configuration which are configured in a production, and for the VM for audio also same thing with the same configuration, same data size, DB data size and error log size, DB log size, all those things. After that, what we practiced means we'll set up a replica. We'll took a base backup and restore it into that server. And during the cutover time, we'll stop the replica. We'll stop the replication and move to the dev live. Until the time the replication will be syncing with the product environment.
Okay. Any other settings you do? Any other apart from this backup restore and all?
Apart from backup restore means we have using that DB manage migration service like AWS and also everything have the service details. So using that will set up a same node on another instance and enable it and getting the things get the data sync from the product environment.
Okay. So let's have one more scenario on this. We have configured this, right? And
Yeah,
this system is running over or along with that 64 GB of memory and 2 point or 3 TB of storage and 16 core of processor, right?
yeah.
So we are just trying to reconfigure or fine tune the Postgres config because it is a huge data, right? And we are just we have just moved from the production to uh, development environment, right?
Mm.
So what are the parameters we set to tune this from the server side?
From the server side, we need to we need to configure the first we need to check what is the traffic of dev environment to the DB size. First, we need to check it that. First, comparatively, the production it was lesser means, for example, I'll tell if we have 10,000 connection per second in a production means in a dev environment that is the comparatively quite lesser, like 2,000 connection and 3,000 connections only. So, though we not need to use that much of resource. So at the configuration level, we will reduce the wall level size and shared buffer full size, shared mem size. Sorry, buffer full means in MySQL. Shared mem size and shared mem buffer full um, um, log page, wall level log page, writer log page that reduce into we calculate that how it is means so those parameters are we need to check in a configuration level.
What about effective cache size?
What about
Effective cache size. Effective cache sizes, right? You have seen that in the parameter.
yeah? See, yeah, I don't know what is it.
Okay, not an issue. Okay, so you have worked on this type. Okay, from the installation part, right? So let's one scenario on the installation part. We have already environment 9.6 or 10 point the base version, right, or the stable version, and after couple of months we have upgraded, right, in place upgrade, right?
Okay.
And we have not purged the older version, right, while upgrading this one. So client is saying that can you uninstall or purge that Postgres client files or documents or other services that is not related to newer version, right? Let me see, that is 15 point something or 16 point something, right? So the older one we have to purge. So how can you evaluate that which version previously has and which component we have to remove from that instance or server? Have you understand the question? We have upgraded
Yes,
in
we have
place.
same instance. Yeah, we have a same instance, but we need to stop the older version, but the active version should be in a higher version, right?
So the client files and client tools, whatever. So what is your plan of action? Which command you fire on the Linux box or Ubuntu box or whatever the environment there, right? And then you start purging.
See, I'm not aware of it, but I think I know. I'll let you know is it work or not. Basically, we can run a two version of instance in a instance version of the Postgres in the same instance using a different port. Using a different port means during the in place upgrade means we'll check the compatibility and we'll install both the versions. We have already a 69 version means we install the 16 or 15 version. And we all the things vacuum everything will be run and check the compatibility. If there is any issue means you'll throw the error. Or otherwise it's once it's completed means all the directories are moved to version higher. This is the plan of this is the execution plan of upgradation. You asking you need to keep the data on a 69 also and 17 also, right?
No, just we have to purge, means uninstall older version, right?
Okay.
Yes. So see, there's a component instance. They have a client tools, right? Documents in the Postgres, right? So these are the
Okay.
older documents, older tool, client tool, and other services that is related to older version need to purge. That will release some spaces on the drive, right? Or the mount point.
So you need to remove it first.
Yes, remove. Yes.
First, we need to upgrade the service first from the older
See,
version to
upgrade is completed. Stop this upgrade part. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
Okay.
Client is saying just remove older version. So what client command you fire? Check that older version name and the client tools or other related features. You have to just remove.
Yeah,
So
it is when we listed the older version of like RBMF and RVF pipe symbol of what version is the older version means. We'll give that and list that those things and remove from OS level only.
yeah, so I just want to know the command basically, right? Which command
Yeah.
you use to see what are the older version and what command you fire to remove that Postgres older version.
Yeah, basically I used RPM and RVF pipe symbol group with that particular version. It lists the particular versions or installed means. Then I'll take that version and RPM icon RPM icon RPF is so RPM I think E is the remove command of older version.
Okay. Next, we going forward. What are the different type of configuration file you see in Postgres?
PostgresQL.conf and pg_sbconf.
Okay. What is the use of both basically, right?
So in a Postgres configuration file, which is contained the entire the DB level configuration like log configuration, max connection configuration, and what are the resources need to take it those configuration. And if any we enable the archive log and the replication setups and audit log, those the configuration is configured in a pgsql.conf. pg_hp is those contain the traffic, allow the traffic. We restrict the IPs to which connect the DB from the application or any particular user should connect to the DB. For replication purpose, we enable the connections, whitelist the IPs on those SPA configuration.
Okay. Have you heard the name of ident_ident_conf?
I don't know.
Okay, thank you. What are the table spaces in Postgres?
What are the
table spaces? Table space. I'm just typing. If you're not able to hear properly, is that table space?
Yeah, table space. No.
Okay, that is PG default and PG global, right? If you fire that ls plus, right? PG default and PG global.
Okay.
That the data inside, right? In PG default, we have residing all the data with the user defined data and all. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, not an issue. Next you have what you worked. Okay, analyze point in time recovery and vacuum. Okay, indexing. So we get indexing later. Let's go the monitoring part. So what are the system catalog or views you are using in your current environment to monitor Postgres systems?
View? What are the?
System catalog, view or procedures that you are using to monitor Postgres instances. or databases, users, whatever.
So
Monitoring data.
yeah, we configure the data in a basically we are used Performa edition databases like for all the three flavors MySQL, Mongo, Postgres. In that we have configured the PMM for particular for the data monitoring. In that we use pgstat and pg underscore stat monitoring extension to monitor the data entire the using a PMM configure. We'll configure it's just like a client and yeah, it's just like a client and exporter node exporter like that. Any other all the activities are captured using those extension that it is stored in a PMO monitoring. So this is the monitoring strategy we are using in current environment.
Okay. You work on vacuum analyzer index. Okay. So what is different with vacuum or vacuum full?
Yeah, it's a vacuum is when if vacuum means it's a particular data deleted or the consuming the zombie size like that. When we run that, it's during the running time, it calculate and clear all the zombie files and it, to reduce the disk size.
Okay. You work on re-indexing, right? So what is index?
Index is nothing but it's create a virtual space for a particular column to fix the data. Comparatively, scanning all the tables means we'll give a particular column. Means it's fixes the data. Comparatively, it's taking entire comparatively will capture that retrieve the data for entire scan. It will faster than creating the index. Will retrieve the data.
Okay. Why do you require re-indexing?
Why do we require if most of the time the index is not reduce the cost or it's taking a time means we'll check why it's taking time. If there is any query, depend upon the queries, there is any queries are taking. We need to find the index are used or not. If not using means we'll create, we'll check and create a proper index. That's why.
Okay. Can you explain MCC?
Motivation of
concurrency control, right?
Yeah. Yep. I don't know what it is.
Okay, thank you. Then you work on replication partitioning, right? So which extension is used for partitioning in Postgres?
Partitioning.
Okay, I think you mentioned for the MySQL. I think this is mentioned in Post designing, optimizing database architecture, including this indexing, partitioning, query tuning, and high volume workloads. Okay, so I'm not going to query tuning right now. Have you implemented replication in your environment, or have you seen any environment for that?
Replication means yeah, we enable the hot standby replication and cluster HA cluster like using a battery. These two we have enabled. Most of the things we configure only in the hot standby replication.
Okay.
Using a slot.
Go ahead.
Yeah, using a slot we'll take a base. We configure this. We'll create a slot on both the node and create it. We'll create a slot and allow the slot for the particular IP in a config level and HPA to replication user. After that, we'll do a backup and base backup and start the service using the master node.
Okay. So PG dump, PG base backup. What is different between both PG dump and PG base backup?
Yeah, PG dump is it took a logical backup, like it captured the what are the DB level for DB level it took a backup. PG base backup are using PG base is used to copy the entire file, like what are the physical level backup we using in a PG base backup.
Is let's say a scenario on the backup, right? We have a 2 TB of database, right? And we are going to take a backup on 16 core processor, right? So is there any way to increase the threads or do the fast backup database?
The 2 TB database.
Yeah, 2 TB of database, and we are taking PG dump, right? It is taking more time, 10 hours, 12 hours, maybe let's say more than that, right? But being a DBA, we are just trying to reduce this time. We have increased the core of that system, right? Memory you have increased, right? So is there any way we can pass any parameter to PG dump to reduce the time or do the faster backup?
No, I am not using those things. Why? Because major of we use the most of the products have less than a terabyte size only.
That's okay.
So
Not an issue.
we won't work that kind of scenario. So
so let's say see example, right? We have a 5 MB of 5 MB 500 GB of database, right? It is taking 30 minutes, right? Being a DBA, we try to reduce the time to 10 to 15 minutes or 20 minutes. So is there any chance we can change any settings that will reduce the time of backup? Any parameter we can say that will reduce the
yeah, maybe it's that, but I don't know what.
Okay, not an issue. No, not an issue, because we are command prompt, so maybe some chances you are using Percona, right? It is very good tool basically, and right, it is documented all basically, right? Okay, so this is done dump. Okay, right. So what is different between RTO and RPO?
What? I didn't get you.
RPO and RTO. Recovery point objective, recovery time objective, right? There's two things, right? In the backup, RTO and RPO, right?
Yeah.
So can you define this, both the terms? Have you understand my question, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I'm recalling why because.
Okay. Leave it. Then, in the query writing, how much you rate yourself in the query writing? PGSQL, TSQL.
No, I have out of 10, I'll give only 5 because I don't write much queries in DB level. Sometimes we write a store procedure for archive and those kind of things only. I have written 1 or 2 procedures only.
Okay, for the database, right? Or other for business requirement. For the business requirement you have written, or for the database monitoring you have written?
No, database monitoring we don't write any queries. Why? Because we configure the PMM, right? That's why entire the process. If any long running query, also we can pitch it how long it will take. Let's see from there. So most of the things, what are the monitoring we have done means we'll write a bash script to capture the long running queries, and it will automatically more than 15 minutes is running it. Those kind of monitoring. If a long run query is identified means we'll capture the data and send it to your mail through a respective product team or whatever it is. So those monitorings only we have. I have worked on.
Okay. So means you have a knowledge of development, not development, we can say that writing the query, right? The syntax and all. Because you written that query tuning, right? You have done the query tuning.
Yeah, query tuning means I'm not writing the query. If we found any query means it's taking a time or If, for example, there is a huge number of data when the application trying to write and which like report queries and whatever, because basically here we are using only reports to reports, and we'll configure the report engineering application in the Postgres. So it captures the multiple data storage in a Postgres and feature data. So most of the time the query running time is comparably higher. Means we'll work with the respective development team, and we'll found if most of the time what we found means any during the query there is any joins or like joins, and particular column doesn't have a index or those things, means we'll work with them and tune the query, and we will reduce the query cost and query running time. So that's why I mentioned it's a query tuning on
right. Okay, so joins. So you know the difference between joins, right? Because if you're reading someone wrong joins, then you can optimize that one, right? So what are different type of joins you have seen?
Yeah, that's inner outer, and most of the thing they are using left joins, or most of the team they are using a left joins only. So during that time the index is created there, but the index not picking up proper index, or because sorry, it's not talking, it's told in MySQL. So most of the time will types of index means left index, right index, sorry, left joint, right joint, inner joint, outer joint, one and two more joint is there.
Okay. That's okay. So let's have a difference between inner join and full join. What is different between inner join and full join?
Yeah, full join means it's feature data for entire two tables of data. If the inner joint means what are the comments on those two records, on those records will capture using inner joint.
Okay. Let's have a simple question. What is different between table and view?
Yeah, table have table have full column. Both the view and table have columns, all those things. But a view, we can will create a view, some particular select from some table, create view from select. The table have memory. It's not a disk level storage. It's keep the data memory level, but the table contain disk level usage.
Okay. Sorry. What is different between function and procedure?
Yeah, procedure. Basically, procedure means will any scheduled. If there is any scheduled job or any other automated query fetching, like will pass a variable, or will pass any input, means like for example, there is one archive table, means we'll write all the steps. What are the things we need to do in on a one stage, means will give like everything in that procedure. Will pass that input, means using that inputs that procedures will run, and give the output, or what are the things we have needs. store it on the DB level. Function is nothing but it's function. Function means we can they have configured some DB level application level things. When calling the functions, it run that and retrieve that functionality.
Okay. Can you differentiate between union and union all?
Yeah, union.
Okay, not an issue. Can you explain acid property?
What property?
Acid property.
Yeah, isolation.
Atomicity, consistency, isolable, and durability, right?
Yes, I know that. Suddenly I can't.
Yes,
Forgot
not
what
an
you
issue.
call it. Yeah, because we call it a longer time gap. That's why.
Okay, not an issue there. Can you, okay, you have heard about normalization, right? And
Yeah.
denormalization. So, can you differentiate between normalized table and denormalized table?
Yeah, I heard about it, but I don't know how the functionality is.
That's okay. So, yeah, I have done from the Postgres side. Let's. So, you have experience on MySQL 8 years or some more than that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have couple of questions from the MySQL. So you have seen that InnoDB crash, right? InnoDB table crash. No. Okay. What is different between? We can say that no, that is not related to you. Basically, you have not worked on that more. So just explain something like what is different with delete and truncate.
Yeah.
Delete and truncate. Yeah.
Yeah. Delete is nothing but we can delete is nothing but it's row level clearing the data. Truncate is clearing the entire data. Comparatively, delete it's faster to clear the data in a table level.
Okay. Can you differentiate between cluster and non-clustered index?
Cluster or non-cluster
index? Yes. Okay, not an issue. What is different between InnoDB and MyISM storage?
Yeah, InnoDB is a default storage engine from the 5.7 after the 5 version. But the major difference is comparatively MySQL InnoDB is row level locking. During any operations happening means will MySQL lock the entire table. Once the transaction is completed, then only the next connection will be accessed the table. But the InnoDB is most reliable and fastable. Why? Because it's taking a row level locking only. During any transaction, will process the try to access the DB means it will lock that particular column only. And we can enable the cluster using a InnoDB. The InnoDB cluster is type so. So this is the major difference between the InnoDB and the MySQL.
Okay. Okay. So next you have work on high abilities and okay. So have you seen, okay, in monitoring part in MySQL, right? Have you seen blockings, deadlock, and locks in in your environment?
Yeah, yeah, we found a log. Yeah, we found a log on a particular query. Major of the logs are happening as select things are
Mhm.
we can identify in using a performance schema, long log table, something is a table is there using
Mm-hmm.
that.
Okay.
But apart from most of the time, the in InnoDB will be taking a log using the InnoDB status means what is the logs running table log we can see.
Mm-hmm.
After that thread means there is a multiple waiting queues is we can see. And how to identify means if any query is taking running a more time, um, it won't allow the next transaction means the rest of the queues will be waiting to complete that transaction. So we found that query which is taking higher time means we'll check that is there is any log is happening. How to the in a table that we can see pending option means that table is getting a log or otherwise it is granted means the query will complete that will those the identification we can found in a InnoDB log wait table I think so.
Okay. So can you differentiate? Can you provide the steps or the command you find that blockings in MySQL? Which command you fire?
First I need to check the select star from process information schema
Mm-hmm.
that process list.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are list show the what are the queries are running in a DB level.
Mm-hmm.
Or otherwise, we can use two utilities. In a latest version, there is a MyTop utility to identify which of the queries are running.
Mm-hmm.
There is some um, in that utility, is it itself we can see the logging queries or whatever it is. In a DB level means we can using a performance schema. Yeah, performance schema dot log underscore wait underscore table is there. During the table, we can see what are the tables are run and what is the taking a log means on that table itself.
Okay. 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 Thank you, Rabi. I think I have done from my side. Do you have any question?
Yeah, it is a product-based company. What
This
kind
is
of
not a
things?
product-based company. It is just providing support and service, right? Client have some requirement to migrate data
Okay,
or upgrade the systems. They have a database in terabyte, 3 TB or more than that. I have seen that one, and they are just looking for the guys who have experience in MySQL and Postgres who can take care of the
okay,
backups, restore, and migrations on the GCP environment. It
okay.
is nothing on
About
premise, everything on GCP.
okay,
Yeah.
it's Indian-based company or what?
No,
Foreign or
no, nothing Indian outside totally. The
okay.
Canada,
What
Canada time, yeah, or we can say that the US time you have to work.
the shifting time also same time or based on general
Maybe the India second half.
every day.
Yeah, yeah.
Work from office or work from home? What kind of thing?
That I cannot answer that. This is related to the HR, how they are discussing or calling the client, how based on the client requirement, right? We have a DBS or provide support in the night also, right? If there is a requirement, but not
No,
frequently
no.
because these are
Night
migration
night
activities.
work is
Okay.
not an issue. I'm just
Mhm.
asking how the work mode is doing. Work
Basically,
from
they
home.
see if there's a outside India, they are looking for the second shift, right? The India second shift, right? Or their morning shift. So then both team can join meetings, scrum meetings, and discuss the issues and deliver the project on time, right? They are in the sync, right? So they are thinking the time which is comfortable or suitable for all both the teams, right? Offshore and onshore,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah. That's it.
Okay. Thank you,
What are
Ravi.
the
Yeah.
yeah. How was the interview? I just want to know is it okay
Yeah,
or what?
that is, we have a portal and we can feed there, right? All the topics we have discussed that the rating HR or project manager will see that and they can evaluate on the basis of the ratings and they can call if they have know that the rating is good and you are selected, right? That is totally depend on that HR and the project manager, not the interviewer.
HR?
It totally depend on the HR and project delivery manager.
Okay.
Yeah, who is delivering the project, right? So they have to build the team, right? Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.